You're welcome to this edition of our YouTube channel. And today we are going to look at a very important topic called simultaneous linear equations. First, what is simultaneous linear equation? Simultaneous linear equation is a linear equation with two unknown variables. Now, with that being said, let's quickly look at the formula we are having here. Now, there's no standard formula for this simultaneous equation. It depends on the variables in your questions. Now, right in your question, you will have two variables, two unknown variables. It can be an x, it can be either x and y, or let's say a or b, as the case may be. Now, I would also like you to know some basic things about this topic. We have four methods of solving simultaneous linear equations. The very first method is elimination method. We have the substitution method. We have the graphical method and the Cramer's rule. With that being said, I quickly want us to look at some basic, rules that we must follow if we are to use the first method, which is the elimination method. Number one, your question must have a positive and a negative sign. You have to fulfill two rules before you start solving. It must either have a positive or a negative sign, or whenever it is having a negative and a negative sign, you have to introduce a third negative sign. Or if we have a positive and a positive sign, then you have to introduce a negative sign. Without this, you cannot start solving. Now, with that being said, we quickly also want to look at the second rule. The second rule states that the x in front of the coefficient in, let's say, your x in equation 1 and the coefficient in your x in equation 2 must be the same. And I will simply explain what I mean. I will give an example here to explain what I'm trying to portray here. So let's see. Now, I want to give an example. Let's assume we are having 2x plus 5y equal to 3. And we are also having, let's say, 4x minus 5y equal to 7. Now, you can see that the coefficient of y here in equation 1 and the coefficient of y in equation 2 are the same. And you can also see that this person has a positive and negative sign. The moment it fulfills, you are able to fulfill these two criteria, then you can now start solving. So with that being said, we'll go straight and start dissolving questions. Now, let's go straight and dissolve question number 1. The question number 1 says, P plus Q is equal to 10. And P minus Q is equal to negative 2. Find the value of P and Q. Now, this question is a simultaneous equation question. How do we know? Well, remember I did say earlier on that a simultaneous linear equation involves two unknown variables. It's a linear equation involving two unknown variables. So you can see we are being asked to find P and Q. So this is how we're simply going to solve it. Solution to the first question. Now, use the elimination method. The very first thing you're simply going to do right here is you're going to spread all your questions. You spread the first part of your question and the second part beneath it. So watch as I, clearly dissolve the question. It becomes P. I'm going to rewrite everything I'm having here in the first part of my question. P plus Q is equal to 10. You can see the way it is clearly done. Now, the next thing I'm simply going to do, I'll call here equation 1. Can you see for yourself? Now, the next thing I'm simply going to do, I'm coming to the second part of my question, which is P minus Q is equal to negative 2. You are going to position it under P minus Q is equal to a negative 2. You can see the way it is clearly done. I'm going to call here equation what? 2. Now, take note. I did say earlier on that you must have a positive and a negative sign before you start solving. And to enable you eliminate. And also the coefficients, meaning the number in front of the first Q in your equation 1 and the number in front of this same Q in your equation 2 must be the same. The number in both Q's must be in front of both Q must be the same. What we have here is 1Q, what we also have here is 1Q. So with that being said, we have been able to fulfill the two conditions. So we'll go straight and eliminate. What you're simply going to do, I drag a line, I'm going to spread this through. In mathematics, any number without a sign in the left side is always a positive number. So you watch how I'm going to spread it all through. What do we have here? This is plus p. You will come right here and say plus p. The next thing, what do we also have here? A number without a sign in the left side, or anything without a sign in the left side in mathematics is a positive sign. So we say again plus p. Can you see for yourself? Now we are coming here. This is plus q. We are going straight to the q. And after that, what do I have next? This is a negative q. I'm going to write it out. It's equal to, what do I have next? This is plus 10 for the purpose of explanation. And what do I have here? This is a negative 2. With that being said, we are coming right here again. In mathematics, 1x means x. So 1p also means p. So what we are having here is 1p plus 1p, which will automatically give us 2p. Now we are coming right here next. Plus 10, I'm having 10 naira, or I'm having $10, the case may be. I'm owing 2. If we settle, we are going to have 8. So you can clearly see for yourself. Now the next thing I'm simply going to do, I will come right here and say, divide both sides by the coefficient of p, meaning you have to divide both sides, both here and here, using any number in front of this p. So what do we have in front of the p is 2. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So what are we going to have? 2 here will give us 1, which is 1p. In mathematics, when you have 1p, you write p. So here becomes p equal to 2 into 8 will give us a 4. So you can clearly see we have gotten the value of p. Now the next thing you're simply going to do, the moment you get the value of your first part of your question, the next thing you're simply going to do is, we'll go straight and say substitute. Let me place it here. Substitute the value of p into equation 1. Now what am I trying to say here? The moment you get this p, the next thing you're going to do is, anywhere you see p, you can decide to substitute into equation 2 or equation 1. But for me, I will substitute into equation 1. Anywhere you see p in your original equation, which is this equation 1, you are going to put 4. Can you see for yourself? Anywhere you see p, you are going to put what? 4. So let's go straight. This is the p. Let me do it right here. Here becomes, anywhere I see p, I will put 4. Can you see? Then the next one is plus q. You can clearly see the q for yourself, equal to 10. Can you see it? Now the next thing we're simply going to do, we're going to come right here. We are going to collect that 10, CLT. This becomes 10. This plus 4, we go to the other side and it becomes a negative 4. And here becomes q. So 10 minus 4 will give us 6. And this becomes the solution to question number 1. What it means is that our p is 4 and the q is 6. And this is the solution to question number 1. Now, for the question 2, let's see. We are having y minus 4z is equal to 6 as our equation 1. And y minus 2z is equal to 18 as our equation 2. With that being said, you already know you have to find the value of y and z, which is your unknown. So what you're simply going to do here is very simple. Remember earlier on, I did say you need a positive and negative sign for you to solve. And I also created other options for you, like a negative and a negative, like 3 negative signs. And also when you are having 2 positive signs, you have to introduce a negative sign. I gave you those things before we started this topic. So right now you can see we are having a negative and a negative sign. So we have to go and introduce the third negative sign, because minus times minus will give us a plus. We need a positive and negative sign to solve this question. So what I'm simply going to do, I'm simply going to rewrite the question and introduce a negative sign. So should, in case you have been giving questions that is having no positive and negative, like you are giving questions that is having just a negative and a negative sign, go and introduce a third negative sign. Because that third negative sign will help convert one of these signs to positive, because minus times minus is plus. So we are coming right here. Here becomes, I'll repeat the question, y minus 4z is equal to 6. Again, y minus 2z is equal to 18. Now what I'm simply going to do, I'm going to introduce a third negative sign. You can see for yourself, I've done that. successfully done that. You can see negative sign right here. So we want to go straight and spread this all through. Now, we'll start from this side. Remember, I did say in mathematics, any term or any number without a sign in the left side is always plus. So let's work on this y. The first one becomes plus y. Then what do we have here? Minus, we are coming here now, plus y. We are done settling this side. We are going to the z. What do we have here? This is minus 4z. Then we are coming here. We are coming here again, minus 2z. You can see the way we are clearly spreading it out. Now, the next thing I'm simply going to do is equal to, I'm coming to the constant. This is plus 6. Then we are coming here, we are coming here again, plus 18. Can you see the way it is clearly, I clearly spread it out? Now, remember, in mathematics, two cells cannot touch each other. Whenever two cells are touching each other, you have to bring a bracket to protect it. So, we are having minus and pluses, so I have to introduce a bracket to protect it. You can see the way it is clearly done. Okay, then up next, we're also having two cells touching each other. We have to use a bracket to protect. Then the same thing, we're going to repeat the same process here. You can clearly see for yourself. Now, with that being said, let's go. I'm going to put the bracket. Minus times plus, we'll put the bracket, which will give us minus. Then again, it's become minus 4z. Now, minus times minus in mathematics is plus. So the bracket will open again and become, so z is equal to, this is plus 6. We are coming again, minus times plus, we open the bracket, which is minus. Minus times plus will give us minus. So here becomes a negative 18. At the end of the day, this is what we are having right here. So let's go straight. I have one y. I'm owing one y. You can see automatically it becomes 0. Y has automatically eliminated itself. You can see for yourself. So we are coming to this side. Yes, already 0. I'm owing 4z. And I have 2z. Automatically, if I settle, it will still be minus 2z. Then we are coming here. This is plus 6. I'm having 6. I'm owing 18. If I settle, I'm still going to be owing 12. So this is how it is right now. So at the end of the day, we're going to divide both sides using the coefficient of z, which is minus 2. Can you see for yourself? So we'll come right here and say minus 2z divided by 2, and also minus 12 divided by a negative 2. So if we cancel out minus divided minus is plus, 2 divided 2 will give us 1. That's 1z. So my answer becomes z is equal to, we go again, minus divided minus, this time around, is plus, then 2 into 12 will give us 6. So what this means is that our z is equal to 6. So we'll go straight and substitute the value of z into any of the equation we like to get y. So we have gotten the answer to z. We'll go and solve for y next. We are going to go up here and say substitute. That's the next thing you're simply going to do. Substitute the value of z into equation 1. Now, what that means is that wherever you are having z in your equation 1, you will go there and put what? 6. So it's very simple. So let's go straight and do that. This is my equation 1, which is y minus 4. Wherever I'm having z in equation 1, I'm going to create a bracket and place what? 6 right there. So this is it, equal to 6. So let's go. Here becomes y minus 4 times 6 will give me a negative 24 equal to 6. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to collect like things. It becomes y equal to 6 plus 24. So if this negative 24 is going, it becomes a positive 24. So 6 plus 24, then the value of y becomes 30. And this is the solution to question number 2. So this is how you're going to solve questions that is having a negative and a negative sign. You have to introduce a third negative. So up next, we'll go to question number 3. Simply going to do is to present our question. This is the question. We have to find the value of m and n. Remember that the first part of your question is always your equation 1. So we'll go straight and present. Here becomes 3m plus 4n is equal to 1. And we'll call this our equation 1. Then next, We have it 2m plus 5n is equal to 3. And we are going to call here our equation what? 2. Now, with that being said, remember I did say that whenever you're having, you need a positive and negative sign for you to solve questions using elimination method. And whenever they are being given a positive and a positive instead of a positive and a negative, you go and introduce a negative sign. So I'll come right here and place a negative sign. We have been able to satisfy one of the conditions. Next, I did also say it must fulfill two conditions. What's the second condition? I did say the number you are having in front of this m, or the coefficient you are having in front of your m in equation 1 and your m in equation 2 must be the same for you to start solving. Or if I'm having 4 here, I should also have 4 here. If I'm having 4 in front of this m, I should also have 4 here. If it's not like that way, then you can't solve. Now, with that being said, I'm going to show you how you're going to balance this up to enable you to solve. So what you're simply going to do, what do I have here? I'm having 3 here as my coefficient of m. So what I will do is, I will take this 3 here, use it to multiply everything I'm having in my equation 2. Then what am I having down here? I'm having a 2. The 2 I'm having here, this number I'm having here, the coefficient of m in equation 2, I'm going to take it to multiply everything I'm having in my equation 1. Can you see for yourself? So the next thing we're simply going to do right now, we're going to spread it out. Now let's go. 3 times 6m. What am I going to have? If I do 2 times 3m, I'm simply going to have 6m. Can you see the way it is clearly done? Next, 2 times 4n, I'm simply going to have 8n is equal to 2 times 1, I'm going to have a 2. Again, 3 times 2n, I'm also going to have 6n. Then 3 times plus 5n, I'm going to have plus 15n. Then 3 times 3 will give us a 9. So you can clearly see the way we are going right now. Come down here again and write my subtraction sign. So next, we want to eliminate. What's the movement? Remember, any number in mathematics without a sign, or any term without a sign, the left side is always positive. So you're going to watch the way I'm clearly going to eliminate. Now, what do I have here? Remember, this is 6, which is the same thing as plus 6. So I'm going to present for the purpose of explanation. This is plus 6. Why? Because any number in mathematics or 10 without a sign in the left side is always positive. So I will say plus 6m, which is the same thing as 6m. Then we are coming here next. Minus, then what do we have again? We have it plus 6m. Can you see for yourself? Now I'm going to protect it with the brackets. We are coming to the end now. What do we have here? We have it plus 8n. Then we'll come to this negative sign again. I'm going to write it. Then we are coming back here. This is plus 15n. Can you see the way it is clearly done? I'm going to protect it. Equal to, we are coming to here. This place is plus 2, we know, which is the same thing as 2. But I can choose to write it as plus 2. Then we are coming here. Here is what? Minus. Then we are coming here. Here is plus 9. For the purpose of explanation, plus 2 is the same thing as 2, but I have my reason for putting it for the purpose of explanation. So we are going to move further. Now I'm going to open the brackets. Minus times plus, we open the brackets. So here becomes plus 6n minus. Now plus times minus is minus. So the bracket has automatically opened. We are coming to this side. Plus 8n. Now minus times plus again will give us what? A negative. So this is what we are having here currently. You can clearly see for yourself. Remember, there's an n here. So this is what we're currently having. Then minus times plus again is also minus. So this becomes, let me say, plus 2 minus 9 for the purpose of explanation. Because some students, we see 2 minus 9 and call it 7. So I have a reason for putting this here. I will explain. Now let's proceed further. Plus 6m minus 6m. You can see automatically it's like I'm having $6 and they took $6 away from me, so that's 0. That has automatically, m has automatically eliminated itself. So we are coming to n. I'm having plus 8n. I'm owing 15n. Automatically, if I settle, that becomes a negative. Here, or let me put it here. Here becomes a negative what? 7n. Then here we have it plus 2 minus 9. Plus 2 minus 9 is like I'm having 2 naira. or $2. I'm owing 9. That will also be a negative what? 7. At the end of the day, we are going to divide both sides using the coefficient of n. What is the coefficient of n here? It's -7. So I'll come here and say divide both sides using the coefficient of n, which is -7. So I'm going to divide both sides using what? A -7. So if a -7 should cancel here, minus cancel minus. If minus should divide minus, that's positive. 7 divided 7 is 1. So what we are having here is 1n. And remember in mathematics, whenever you're having 1x or 1n, you write only the n. So that's it. Here becomes n is equal to, again, a negative sign divided by a negative sign will give you positive. 7 divided by 7 will give you 1. So this is the value of our n. So next, what are you going to do? You will come here and say, substitute. You see the way I'm currently doing it? Substitute the value of n into, substitute the value of n into, let's say, equation 1. You are going to substitute the value of n, meaning whatever you have here, you can decide to put it in any of the equation. You can say equation 1 or equation 2. So let me go to my original equation. Now, this is my equation 1 here. Can you see for yourself? So anywhere I see n, I'm going to place what? 1. I'm going to open the bracket and place 1 there. So can we clearly do that? So this becomes 3m, this is my equation 1, plus 4. Now we are coming here. Can you see the n in equation 1? Anywhere I see n, what am I going to put? I'm simply going to open the bracket and put 1 is equal to 1. So let's go straight and simplify further. Here becomes 3m plus 4 times 1 will give me a 4 is equal to 1. Now at the end of the day, I'm going to simply collect like terms. If I should collect like terms, it becomes 3m. This plus 4 will go. It becomes a negative what? 4. At the end of the day, I'm now having 3m is equal to 1 minus 4. 1 minus 4 will give us a negative 3. Here becomes -3. So if I'm to divide both sides using 3, I'm going to simply have divide both sides using 3. I'm going to simply have m is equal to, if 3 should go into a negative 3, that will give us -1. So our final answer is n equal to 1 and m equals to a -1. And that's the solution for question number 3.